Hey everyone, Grandmaster LD here, bringing you another character breakdown. The last of the new characters, Elena. First thing, I want to talk about her walking speed. It's actually very, very good. As you can see, she walks very quickly, and she has also a very good forward and back dash, as you can see. And I also noticed that when she crouches and she does some of her normals, I find that her hitbox actually lowers quite a bit. I think this is beneficial because it definitely could cause havoc on your opponents when they're trying to hit you with either specials or maybe mid to high normals. Anyways, let's go to the normals, notable normals that I've found to be really good. First is her standing medium punch. It's a really good poke. If it's close, it does 2 hits, and it's a very good anti-air as well. I think that's probably her most reliable anti-air. The next one is her standing medium kick. It doesn't look like a good anti-air, but it's actually a pretty good anti-air because it kind of lowers her hitbox and she can still connect. I find her crouching medium punch to be her longest normal. So I think that's a pretty good poke to throw out in the neutral game. One other thing to note about her normals, her standing fierce. It's cancelable into her specials, so she could link that into a number of her specials. The only thing to watch out for is this standing fierce hits high, and so if you were to land focus attack, as you can see, it whiffs on your opponent. So just keep that in mind. Next thing I want to talk about is the target combos. She has a couple notable target combos. First is the medium kick, down fierce. So medium kick. Now this, as you can see, it kind of launches your opponent. You could land both the super and ultra on it. You can also, I believe, yes, you can land the EX, her up kicks as well. As for her jumping attacks, I find that her best sort of combo starter would be her jumping fierce. She also has one target combo that is sort of her it's like a jumping light into the medium, so it's a 2-hitter. The last hit does enough stun to be able to connect crouching medium punch into spinning legs. Alright, so the next jumping attack would be notable would be her cross-up. She has one cross-up, which is her jumping medium kick. Again, it does enough stun where you can land and do a crouching medium punch or medium kick into a special. As for her unique moves, she has 2 overheads. One is forward medium punch and forward medium kick. The forward medium punch does a little bit more damage, but it is a little bit slower, while you can see the forward medium kick is quicker. Now she has one really good move, which is her sort of sliding. It's like a sort of like a Blanca sliding move. It does go through fireballs, and I find it is a little bit hard to punish, but I'd be just a little bit careful in terms of the range. Try to maybe make contact right at the very edge. Alright, so let's talk about her specials. So she has a number of specials. So the first one is the scratch wheel, which we saw a little earlier. It's her dragon punch motion. It's a decent reversal, but it's not as invincible as, for example, say Ryu's EX Dragon Punch. I did test it out, and it does lose out to that, so keep that in mind. Now, you can FADC this move on the first hit. Now, I find that the EX version is a very good combo ender for a number of her other specials, which I'll show you guys later. I do find you can sometimes land the non-EX version, but I find it's a little bit random in terms of sometimes it'll make contact, sometimes it won't. So probably the safer bet would be to use the EX version. Now the next special I want to talk about is it's called a mallet smash. It is sort of her overhead. It can be comboed into her bread and butter, which I'll show you guys later. One thing to watch out for is sometimes if an opponent is crouched and you're too close, you're actually gonna end up going over. Maybe if I can show you guys. As you can see, you just have to be careful if your opponent is crouched, because you're gonna go over it, so you can't be right up to him. So the next special is her, it's called a Rhino Horn. It is an armor breaker. It's really good against people that throw fireballs. So the EX version will actually go through fireballs. I'll just quickly show you. The last special she has, I think it's probably one of her most important, is it's called the Lynx Tail. It's basically she does her sort of leg attack at the bottom here. It is a reverse dragon punch with the kicks. Now you can FADC that. You'd want to probably FADC the roundhouse version, because you can keep your opponent in sort of hit stun while you can do additional attacks. The medium light actually ends up knocking down on the first hit. So the next thing I want to talk about is her ultras, in particular Ultra 1. It can be comboed through a number of her specials. The first one is the spin kicks. The EX version spin kicks. And connect to Ultra 1. This particular special will only work if your opponent is on the corner, because this move pushes your opponent too far away. Now the second one is that can combo into Ultra 1 is her Lynx Tail. The timing is a little bit more strict, but the one benefit of this is you don't have to be on a corner, because the actual EX doesn't kind of push your opponent that far away. But as I said again, it's a little bit strict, so you could miss it. I believe Ultra 2 is just her health regeneration. Not sure if there's any real benefit of having this. I think I would prefer Ultra 1 for just being able to combo your specials into the Ultra. On to her combos. We have 2 crouching leg jab and 2 crouching medium punch into her spin kicks. In the corner, you can do an EX spin kick with an Ultra. If you don't have Ultra meter, you can just do an EX scratch wheel. You can start off with the mallet smasher into the bread and butter combo. Now if you're in the corner, you can do the EX wheel kick into the Ultra. You can FADC the length tail into the crouching medium punch into EX spin kick into EX scratch wheel. You can also, instead of using EX scratch wheel, you can use Ultra. You can EX spin kick into the rhino horn into the scratch wheel. You can FADC the length tail into the scratch wheel. You can also FADC the lynx tail into her sweep for a hard knockdown. Anyways, I'd like to talk about sort of my impressions and thoughts of this character. When I first tried out Elena, I think a few weeks ago, I wasn't that impressed. She didn't really do that much damage, and she was just a very unusual character, but after kind of being in the labs these past few weeks, trying out all of her combos, I do find that she is, I think, going to probably be a very dominant character in this game. Looking at her strengths, she can link sort of multiple specials together. So there's a lot of variations you guys could try out. She has a very, very great, like, sort of high-low pressure. And as I showed you guys earlier, she has a number of really good normals that are good with anti-airs, or the roundhouse that can slide through a number of, like, can slide through fireballs, basically. Looking at some of her weaknesses, I find that some of her combos, even her sort of bread and butter combos, will whiff on certain characters depending on the opponent's hitbox. So I definitely will have to practice more to confirm which characters to watch out for. I find for some of her another weakness is for some of her more damaging combos, she will definitely need her EX meter. I also find that a lot of her more damaging combos, she would have to have her opponent in the corner. As also, I find just in general her damage output is a little bit low. And sort of lastly, this is my just personal preference. I find, yeah, her jumping is very floaty. That's really, I don't usually like that, because I find that the floatier the character, the more likely it's easier for your opponent to sort of anti-air you. Anyways, that's all I have for Elena. If anyone have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. If you guys could do me a favor and like and share this video, that'd be great. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe.